Now, the card on the bottom here is the Three of Ghosts. And Ghost in this deck is water. It's the Suit of Cups. And Three of Ghosts has to do with a celebration, happiness, ladies' night out. It could be anything. People hanging out, having a good time, toasting their glasses, right? Having a good time. So let's see about the other cards in the deck, and we'll see what's going on for this month. Or, excuse me, this half a month. Our first card here is Temperance. And temperance is very much about divine timing, peaceful waiting while we're waiting for divine timing to manifest. And that although we do have to do our part, like you'll see she's mixing the chemicals together, she's making some kind of brew in her cauldron, there does come a point where it's like when we're trying to wait for something, especially something we have a great deal of emotions about, it can be helpful to remember that, even if we're, say, baking a cake and we mix the batter together, we preheat the oven, we, grease and flour the pans, pour the batter into the pan, shove them in the oven. We just have to wait for that chemical conversion to happen in the oven. There's really nothing else we can do about it. We can't turn up the heat. We can't decide that we're going to take it out early. We just can't do anything like that. We have to let it happen in its own timing. And the law of metaphysics works in the same kind of way. There's a lot of orchestration that goes behind the scenes that you and I don't understand in our physical embodiment. Angels, spirit guides, and helpers are trying to orchestrate the right timing. They're trying to help you get to the place where you're ready to meet the person that you are going to spend the rest of your life with, or to help you get to the place where you can get your dream job or start your new business. There's a lot of things that they have to do to help. But for one thing, they have to clear a spot first. But, that means that somebody else has to vacate that position, and there may be a lot of work behind that. You get the idea, right? I don't want to belabor that point too hard. Too late, Val, too late. So this card here, temperance can be associated with Sagittarius, for those of you that are interested in that sort of thing. But these two cards here are what's called major arcana cards, meaning they're about spiritual growth and development, right? And so anytime you see these kinds of cards, that's really what they're about, is that personal growth and development on a spiritual level, bringing us to our higher selves. The Hierophant can be about marriage. He can be kind of a priest, like a high priest. This is someone who is somebody who represents a symbolic bridge between the world of the gods and spirit and the world of the physical. So you think about how the priest kind of interprets scripture in mass. The rabbi does the same. The imam does the same. It's this sort of an energy. But this could be somebody who marries someone else. I mean, he's the one that officiates over the marriage ceremony, that kind of thing. So this could be for some of you about religion or spirituality, maybe about being able to bring something that is spiritually or religious or significant in that way into your career path or your life in some way. Maybe you understand the spiritual significance behind being a mother, being a wife, being a husband, being a son, being whatever that is for you, right? Take it as it resonates. Now, with these general readings, that is one thing to point out, is that they won't apply for everyone in every situation. But the cards, you may be able to tailor them in your own mind to your situation and understand your situation a little bit better, which is, of course, the purpose of a general reading, right? Ace of Imps is about, in this position, it's about your desire to take something you feel passionate about and manifest it materially. This can be starting a new business, having a baby, taking on a new job, anything like that, starting a new passionate fling, anything, right? Really anything like that. There's a period of waiting that you've been through with Temperance. Then we move on to the Hierophant card. Like you kind of begin to understand what it is you've been waiting for. And now you have a passion to go forth in your missionary work. Okay, not really missionary work, but you get the idea. Imps is the fire sign in this deck. Maybe it is serious on the missionary. Maybe you are a missionary. The Six of Pumpkins is about an equal give and take. equal give and take. The trick-or-treaters are getting candy from the lady, and they are giving her the beautiful home without the eggs and the toilet paper all around it. So it seems even Steven to me, for a little candy. But this can be about equality in relationships too, partnerships, easy give and take. Nobody's lording anything over anyone else. 6 is about two sets of 3. And each person is his or her own whole. You're your own entire integrated self, and so is your partner, that type of thing. Doesn't have to be a romantic partner, could be a business partnership too. Okay. But give and take, generosity, those kinds of things. Now, when I take this into account with the Temperance card, we see in your recent past, this idea of trying to be patient and just focusing on your job, getting stuff done, trying to be generous where you can, giving handouts, or if necessary, asking for help and receiving it. There's both of those, but this definitely indicates that you yourself have been hard at work. So there's a lot of industry that's been going into that. Most likely you're the one at the door, the witch at the door, and the Temperance person who's doing that. There's something that you want to do or accomplish, and it's going to take time to get it done. But in the meanwhile, you're working and focusing on building your coin. Ace of Bats is about truth, knowledge, right? Learning. Something coming in that you didn't necessarily know before. Some kind of information. Now, we could look at the Hierophant and say, there's something you've learned about your marital partner, or it could be, some kind of truth or wisdom that's revealed to you at church, but somehow it could possibly trigger a struggle, either internally or externally. If this is you've received information about your spouse, then this could be, then you guys get into some petty squabbles and bickering. Doesn't mean it's major, divorce, nothing like that. But it could be that there's some information that comes in that you don't really care about hearing, and it triggers these squabbles. Or this could be internal conflict as you're trying to make sense of something. I question too if some of you may be holding your partner in some kind of an ideal, your marital partner, and you learn something a little bit about their humanity, perhaps, and their fallibility. That's coming in a little strongly, maybe for some of you, that this information has set off. Again, it's not a big thing. This is not the affair. This is just something that kind of irritates you, Or it could be petty squabbles, like at work, at home, at, that kind of thing. Fighting over the toothpaste cap, that kind of stuff. Now, here we see this passionate start. And we also see success, material success. In fact, this could be some of the foundation behind your wanting to take this passion pursuit and make it material, because you now have the funding to be able to do that. So think of it this way. Maybe you've gotten yourself into a good financial position with your MIC job that now you're able to start your business on the side. And that's what you want to do with it. And I think it's related to the 5 of Imps. We do see some of this 3 of Bats energy here. And 3 of Bats can be kind of jealousy and petty, what have you. I'd be more worried about the 3 of Bats here, given this 5 of Imps. Except this is the 5 of Imps, and that's not reversed. In the reverse, it might be like a 3-party situation or something, but I kind of feel like with this 5 of Imps, it's kind of like you learn some piece of information, you're kind of a little put off about it, or it's created some kind of internal struggle, or maybe there's some squabbles or bickering, and there's possibly some sort of a jealousy that's coming in, because maybe you wanted to get this new start, and your partner's taking off instead with his or her start. But when we go back to our 3 of Ghosts, this is about celebration and success. In the reverse, this could be a 3-party situation. So we've got some 3s and we've got some 5s. Doesn't have to be that way, though. And I really see the mirroring in these 2 cards here. Are you going to choose to celebrate the gains in spite of some underlying insecurities, doubts, or fears? Or are you going to allow the fears to take over and the petty squabbles to become something more that can tear at the foundation of your marriage or your business partnership or your esteem for your boss or whoever that is in the situation? be careful, because how we paint, sometimes how we frame a picture is as important as the picture itself. I mean, a frame can make the picture, it can drown it out, it can mute it, or it can really bring it out and make it look so much more beautiful than it would have been if it were in some gaudy frame, right? So we always have to bear that in mind, right? A lot of times it's not what we look at, but what we see, you know, that makes all the difference. So I'm shuffling our oracle cards now, and I'm working with the Sacred Traveler deck by Denise Lynn. And if you'll give me just a moment to shuffle these, I can pull a card, or hopefully we get one jumping out. I've been really lucky with the jumpers. I like that because, you know, I feel like it's less about me and more about what Spirit wants you to have. And this one hit the floor, so I'm going to take that. Okay. View from above. Get the big picture. And I think, as we were talking about here with the 5 of Imps and 3 of Bats, which are we going to choose? Are we going to focus on petty squabbles and tiny mini dramas? Or are we really going to be looking at what is essential and what is important? So give me one moment to pull this open in the book. View from above. Get the big picture. This isn't time to be timid or hold back. Gather your inner resources and go forward gallantly with your banner of truth waving in the wind. Throw your shoulders back and move forward fearlessly. Take risks. It's okay to feel afraid, just don't let it stop you. Don't play safe. Opportunities will pass you by otherwise. Speak up for yourself. Honor your truth. You are a light bearer for others. Through your example, people find and act on their truth with courage and grace. The Sacred Traveler sometimes experiences the unexpected on the road. Perhaps a bear appears, or someone with less than pure intentions emerges from the woods. Courage doesn't mean that you're not afraid. It means that in spite of fear and hesitation, you take action. Face your anxiety and go beyond the boundaries of limited perceptions of yourself. Any journey of the heart needs courage, and you're on such a journey. It takes bravery to go forward when you can't see around the next corner, but do it anyway. Do not allow yourself to be limited by the beliefs of others or even your own limiting beliefs. Go beyond boundaries of self-imposed barriers. Live passionately, valiantly, and courageously. Yes, and with trust too, right? With trust that it will all work out somehow, even if we don't exactly know what it's going to look like when we get there. We're just going to do our best in this minute right now.